All right, Krist, first of all, thank you so much for being here. You're getting ready to debut a new band called Bona Fide. Tell me all about this band.
Hi, Holly. Thanks for having me. The Bona Fide Band is a special performance, an assembly of musicians that we're working in conjunction with the Cascade Party of Washington. So we're a new political party, and we're building from the ground up for like 2025 elections and beyond. And the state requires us to be recognized by the state of Washington. We need to run a presidential ticket, and we don't want to do that. So we've notified the state and we've said, okay, we'll do everything required to be recognized as a bona fide political party except run a presidential ticket. And the states got back to us and they said, well, they have 60 days to consider this rule change. So that's where we're at. And one of the requirements of starting an official, like minor party, new party, is we need to have conventions. So I'm the chair of the Cascade Party of Washington. So I marshaled my resources. Like, how do we attract people to these conventions? I'm like, let's start a band. So we have Jennifer and Jillian from Giants in the Trees and Third Secret, Mark Pickerel, who was the original drummers in Screaming Trees, and Kathy Moore, who's this guitar shredder. She's great. And we're playing Third Secret songs and Giants in the Trees songs, Screaming Trees songs, and some surprises. So our first show is June 20th at Easy Street Records in West Seattle. Then we're playing World Music Day in Aberdeen the 21st, and then there's other shows lined up like in Bremerton. We're setting them up still, Walla Walla, Yakima, Spokane. So we're traveling, the Bona Fide Band is traveling the state to bring music and a new voice in Washington politics.
Why did you want to start a new party?
Well, I wasn't really satisfied with the two major parties, and I didn't fit well in either of them. So I was the chair of Wahkiakum County Democratic Central Committee for like 4 years, in like 2006 to like 2009, or 5 or something. I'm not good at math, but anyway. So and then I quit the Democratic Party. Then I've just been an independent, and I split my ballot, Republican, Democrat, Independent. Sometimes I don't vote for offices where I don't like either party. I'm a big ballot skipper. I vote all the time when I have to. And so I think we need to have a new voice in Washington politics. And what we're also doing is we're trying to blaze a trail with converging social media and political association. So we have our own social media. It looks like Facebook, it acts like Facebook, and you can join it and you become a member of the party. So if we have a problem, we don't have to call like Palo Alto, California or whatever. It's independent. It's an open source software that we've uploaded to our own server. So it's completely independent social media. We're like a new party, independent of, so that's what we're trying to do. And we need to do that. We need to qualify as a bona fide party so we can have access to the same fundraising rules that Republicans and Democrats have. So that's what we're jumping through these hoops and these qualifications to be a minor party, a bona fide political party.
What does the Cascade Party stand for? What do you envision?
Well, it's good. It's like there's like moderate things, and like, public safety, compassion to homelessness, like spending money on homelessness. But there's like a transaction, like, we're going to help you, if you're addicted and homeless, we expect you to be sober. It's one of those things. It's like it's the old fashioned. It's like the old fashioned thing, like, you know, drug court and options for people, go to AA treatment and have resources to help people do that. But then that's the transaction, right? Like, okay, we're going to give you this, but we expect you to be sober. So that, you know, there's that kind of thing. Fiscal moderation, not spend a lot of money. You know, I'm happy to pay taxes, but I'd like to see my, you know, taxes be effective, like, you know, those kind of things. So it's been really kind of just some moderate things, and the moderate need not be mushy. You know, when protecting the environment, it's just not too extreme on the left, not too extreme on the right. And so we're developing this platform. We have a draft platform, and people need to join cascadeparty.org. You can go to the website, and you can join the social media, and then you're a member. You have all the privileges of a member. You can vote on our officers in the party. You can nominate candidates. You can vote on a platform and pass resolutions. It's like an old-fashioned party, but with a twist. It's like we meet online with social media.
What's your hope for the party, and do you think it will gain traction?
I think so. My hope for the party is for people to associate. And so, like, I come out of the music world, and there's like a band, a group, right? So we're a group, a political party. And so for people to be empowered through social media. So if you waste a lot of time online with like the mega social media, check out the Cascade Party and waste your time on our media. But you're empowered. So like, we don't track people, we don't sell people to advertisers. We empower people. You're a member of the party. It's your website if you're a member. It's your social media. So that's what we're trying to do, and blaze a trail and be like this seminal effort. Like, wow, they did this in 2024, and like everybody's doing it now because we've all been through the social media thing. And you know, I've been online since 1993. So like, and I've been on all the major social network platforms. I'm just kind of like, it felt time to grow into something different, right? And so how is this social media going to work for me? And we do it through like let's have a political party. And what is a political party? It's a voice for a group of people. It's a collective voice, and we vote on things, and we chart a path, and we put a platform together. It's just trying to do something new and different.
You've been involved in politics for years.
Yes.
I mean, I think dating back to the 90s. Why did you feel like now was the time to start a party like this?
Well, I've been trying to start this party for a long time with this idea of this converging social media. And I read this book by, it's called Millennial Makeover by House and Winograd. And they say their theory is, it's generational theory, and the thesis of the book is that whatever party, major party or new party connects with millennials through new media will dominate politics for a generation. And that we're at this point now, this it's a time for a change, right? And so we're going to, you know, people are looking for something new. What are the new communication tools? What are people used to? When I was doing the old-fashioned political parties, we would like meet in the back room of this restaurant. There'd be like 6 or 7 people there. And it's like, you go through the agenda, you make a motion, aye, nay, whatever. This is different. It's different. It's like people are used to connecting through social media, right?
What's the name of the social media platform? Is it
It's
just
called HumHub.
Hum?
HumHub, that's what it's called, the app. The app is called HumHub. It's this
Okay.
open source media.
HumHub.
And people should start their own social medias with like their families and friends. It's just like, if you're tired of being a product and the things you see online, you can have your own private social media. So that's what we're just trying to blaze a trail here. So that's the point of the party, is to just like, hey, this can be done. We can do this, and we're going to have as much fun as possible in the meantime. We're going to have these shows. We're going to take music to the people, and then we need to get 1,000 ballot signatures to qualify as a bona fide party. So these shows are basically political conventions, but there's not going to be hardly any speeches from the stage. We're not going to go up there and just clobber people with a bunch of rhetoric. Just basically, please sign the petition if you want to see a new party in Washington State. There's a person there with a petition. There's a person over there with a petition, and enjoy the music. And yeah, we need to get 1,000 valid signatures, and so we're doing that, and we're taking it to the people around the state. We're going to small places. Yeah, we're going to the people.
Do you see the Bona Fide Band lasting after these different conventions, or do you?
No, the last date of the period to have a political convention is July 27th. After July 27th, there will no longer be a Bona Fide Band. We might have a new band and start writing our new materials, because I really like playing with everybody in the band, and I really like making music, creating music. So we'll just come up with another name, there's so many band names, right?
Why not continue the Bona Fide Band?
There was the Hollies, right?
Yeah.
They're great. Well, I don't know, because the Bona Fide Band is assembled for a purpose for these political conventions. Maybe we will. I'm not I may be chair of the Cascade Party, but I'm not like the chair of the Bona Fide Band. We're a group, so whatever the band, what we agree on what to do, I guess we vote on it, or whatever. We should have a unanimous, when you pick a band name, it should be unanimous, right? Okay, so a Third Secret, we could do Third Secret. Giants in the Trees, we did Giants in the Trees, right?
Already done those, right?
Yeah, we've done those. But we might come back Third Secret. I'd like to play some more Third Secret shows. Matt, he our drummer in Third Secret, he's in this band called Pearl Jam. You may have heard of them.
Maybe.
Yeah, he also plays in that band, but he's the drummer in Third Secret. Matt Cameron. Matt Cameron.
Talk a little bit about the Cascade Party, and you actually have to have a presidential ticket. How does that work? Do you run for president, or?
At this point, the rules say that we need to have a presidential ticket. And so tonight we're having a nominating convention, and if I'm nominated, I will accept the nomination for the Cascade Party of Washington, and then we have somebody willing from another state willing to be the vice president. James Carroll, he's from Oregon, the great state of Oregon, and he's the national chair of the Benjamin Franklin Party. And we need 12 electors, but it's confounding because you only run for president in one state. How does that make sense, right? So we're determined not to be on the 2024 ballot, and if that takes litigation, we've got it all lined up. We've done the research, and we have the course of law behind us. This is forced speech, and there's no statutory authority for this this and so that's another accomplishment that the Cascade Party seeks to do, is to get rid of this rule. So if this rule is gone, then we've done a service to the voters in the state of Washington, to get rid of this confounding rule, confusing people. It just doesn't make sense.
Because you don't actually want to run for president.
No way.
Right.
It just doesn't make any sense. And it's just you have to be, and there's provisions to be in the voters pamphlet, and you have to make a statement in the voters pamphlet saying, "Hi, I'm Krist Novoselic, I'm on the ballot, but I'm not running for president." What kind of statement is that? It's confusing people, and it doesn't really respect the office of the presidency, and it breeds there's no people will lose confidence in elections and say, why is this guy on the ballot, and he doesn't want to be on the ballot. So we're not going to be on the ballot, because we're going to put this in front of a judge, but hopefully it will not get to that, because the state right now is reconsidering this rule. They're considering this rule. Now's the time, if you're interested, your viewers are interested, is to look into this rule and to call Steve Hobbs, the Secretary of State, or Bob Ferguson, the Attorney General, and say, "Hey, this rule's terrible. Please change this rule." Now's the time to do it, right? That's how you do it, right?
Right. So you see the Cascade Party as definitely a political party, not just a group, but a political party that could possibly change.
Oh yeah,
laws.
we're going on. That's why there's not going to be a Bona Fide Band after July 27th. The purpose of the Bona Fide Band is done in regards to having these political conventions, because that was the idea, is that's my resources. What kind of resources do I have, Krist, where I could draw people? It's let's have a show, let's play. Because what does it do? It draws people in, and we have as much fun as possible. That's what we want to do. And we're spreading the idea of a new type of political association, right? There's social media, there's people coming together. We're amplifying the voice of the group. We don't have parties anymore. We have these major parties, or they're these soft money conduits. It's just like, that's not what Cascade Party is about. Cascade Party is about empowering people, and there's new tools, communication tools to do that, and we're excited about that.
Using social media.
Yes.
One of the places you're going to play is in Aberdeen.
Yes.
And that's where you're from.
Yes.
What is it like to take your whatever band, whatever effort it is, take that home to your hometown and give back in that way?
It's moving. I'm really looking forward to playing Aberdeen, and that's on June 21st on World Music Day. And we're just going to make music and try to make people happy and entertain people. And yeah, and if it brings back memories and feelings for people, that's the magic of music. And we're not going to contaminate that with politics. So we're not going to go up there and make these political speeches. It's just like, sign the petition and go onto the website, right? Because we just want to draw people in. And it's voluntary. You don't have to sign the petition if you don't want to. And you don't have to sign the petition if you don't want to. So it's just like inclusive. It's just like, come here, enjoy the music. And by the way, if you want to sign this petition for a new party, a new voice in Washington politics, please sign the Cascade Party petition.
Music is in your blood. You've created different bands, different groups, collaborated with different people. What keeps you doing that work and finding these different groups? The Bona Fide Band's one example, but the other ones you mentioned.
It's just a habit. It's just something I do. Like I'll be in the house and I'll pick up the accordion and I'll pick up the guitar and I'll pick up the bass and I just have to play. And it's just something I do. It's just the way I am, and I've always been like that. So it's a habit or something. So it's a good habit. And then my wife, she's great when I'm like torturing the accordion, I'm trying to figure something out, and she has a lot of patience with that. So you need like support, right? And yeah, and that's what it is. And I've always been a music fan. Like I would listen to 8-track tapes with my dad, from since I can remember, and I would listen to all the great rock and roll music. And then I started making music, and we started this band. It was called Nirvana. And we just wanted to make music and not be mainstream, to do something new and something different. And we took the influences that we grew up with and we made this new kind of music. And it's kind of like with the Cascade Party too. It's just like, it's not just a run-of-the-mill party. We're trying to do something different. We're trying to be seminal. We're trying to break ground, right? Just, that's the whole thing. I'm always looking for something like that.
Yeah. What's it like looking back on that time of your life, the time of Nirvana and that era? What's it like to look back on that now?
It's bittersweet. When I think of like when Nevermind came out in 1991, and then when Kurt died in 1994, that was like 3 years, and it seems like that time span was like 10 years. Like there was so much going on. There was so intense, and then the way it ended, it was just like devastating. And so there's a lot to unpack there. So just kind of deal with it. And there's just the blessings, the music, the band just keeps getting more popular, and there's Nirvana t-shirts everywhere. Like it's amazing. It's going to pay for the whole pays for a lot of things. Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah.
This was a particularly difficult year, though. 30 years since his death. What did that feel like to you?
Well, I just connected with like Pat and Dave and Francis, and we just remembered and just kind of connected and reflected, and you survive that thing and you just deal with it, and then you count your blessings and be positive for what you have and who you have, and just that's life. Yeah.
Talk about future projects after the Cascade Party, the Bona Fide Band. What else are you working on? I feel like you don't slow down much, especially with all the different interests, from political activism to music.
We're going to keep with the Cascade Party is going to go on to the 2025 elections. We want to do local elections and build a party from the bottom up and get people engaged and involved. So I'm going to be doing that, and just, I don't know, trying to have as much fun as possible. I work around the house. I like to tinker on things and stay healthy, meet people, connect with people, and have my family, you know, those kind of things. And the years go by, like, you know, I'm 59 years old, so it's like you kind of get a lot of history there, and then you look to the future without, like, whoa, let's stay positive. And
what is it like when you see people walking around wearing the Nirvana shirts, or say, hey, Krist, hey, can I get a picture?
Sometimes sometimes like I'll be in the grocery store and somebody will walk by with their Nirvana shirt on. I go, hey, nice shirt. And they go, oh, thanks. And they have no idea. There you go. It's great. Hey, it could be where I couldn't get arrested, right? Now, you know, there's Nirvana shirts everywhere. Like, that's amazing. What a blessing. So I just wake up every day like with, wow, there's so many blessings. Like, pinch me, like, this is amazing. Yeah. And I get to remember Kurt. Yeah. So every time, yeah, so there you go.
And that is a good reminder, right, of the time in your life.
Yeah.
Third parties sometimes often struggle, right? What makes the Cascade Party different?
Well, we are a member-driven group. In a lot of places, the voting rules go against the third party. They have like plurality elections, and they have really bad, states have plurality elections, and they have like hard ballot access rules. And in Washington, we have really good ballot access, and then we have this runoff system, for better or worse. But if, say, a party that we get the message out and people can connect us with like public safety, these moderate things, if we get that message out, and then if you could make the Cascade Party makes it into a runoff, then there's the Cascade Party and either a Republican or a Democrat, and then the voters can really focus on who the two candidates are, what their parties that they're espousing. And so there's a lot of opportunity in Washington State. Just see how the voting rules matter. So, you know, we're doing that. We're also we're filing an amicus brief in the Soto-Palmer case, the redistricting lawsuit. There's an appeal now in the Ninth Circuit. In the next couple weeks, we'll be submitting an amicus brief where we're advocating proportional representation for the Washington State House of Representatives. So we're doing things, and we have our eye on reform. We want inclusive reforms. We want to shake things up and empower people. We want people to join cascadeparty.org, cascadeparty.org. Go there and check it out and become involved, and it's your party. That's the whole thing. There's no party bosses in our party. It's about empowering people.
As I mentioned earlier, you've been involved in politics for so long. What draws you to politics? Is it the same thing that draws you to music?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not like, you know, with politics is like, I'm not really into politics, really. I just when I see politics, I see a lot of grandstanders and a lot of just empty rhetoric, a lot of manipulation. And so I don't really pay attention to a lot of horse race politics, and so I'm into like policy, and so I'll read like policy papers, I'll read like legal rulings and those kind of things, and then it takes time, and it's not sexy, but that's just the way I've always been, kind of things.
Will you run for public office? Do you have any aspiration to do that? I know you have in the past.
No, I don't think so. I did a protest candidacy. I mean, I really like being the chair of this party because we're accomplishing things, right? And so it's like, it works for me right now. It's a good way for me to do politics and accomplish things, and with like public policies, to just be the chair or involved in a new kind of political party. So it's transformational. That's what we want to do, is just transform things for the better. Yeah. So.
Well, Krist, thank you so much.
Thanks, Holly.
Those are the questions I have. Do you have anything else though you want to mention or add, or anything that I missed?
No, this is great.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Holly.